Hello friends, I welcome you all to the next lecture of the subject Infrastructure Engineering and Construction Techniques. In last lecture we had started with unit number 2, that is railways. Under that we had gone through the various types of rail joints along with the able effects of a rail joints. Now next we are going to focus on the various types of gradients that are provided on a permanent track or railway track. So, under this, we are going to discuss the definition of gradients, the purpose, and various types of gradients. So, gradient is nothing but any departure of the track from the level which is known as a grade and gradient or gradient. So, basically, there are two types of gradient. It may be an up or rising gradient, and second is down or falling gradient. So an up or rising gradient is the one when the track rises in the direction of movement, and down or falling gradient is the one when the track falls in the direction of a movement. So basically the gradient is measured either by the extent of rise or fall in 100 units horizontal distance or the horizontal distance traveled for a rise or fall unit. The example of this gradient is an alignment which rises 2 meter in a horizontal distance of 50 meter would shown either as 4 in 100, that is 4%, or 1 in 25. If we see the purpose of gradient, basically the gradients are provided on the track due to following reasons. So the first one is to provide a uniform rate of rise or fall as far as possible. So whenever it is required to have a uniform rate of rise or fall, then it is necessary to provide a gradient. The next purpose of providing gradient is to reach the various stations located at different elevations. So if the stations are situated at higher level, so to reach the various stations which are located at higher level or different elevations, it is necessary to provide a gradient. And to reduce the cost of earthwork, it is required to have a gradient. Next is, basically there are four types of gradients which are used on railway tracks and can be classified as ruling gradient, momentum gradient, pusher gradient, which is also known as helper gradient, and last is the gradient at station yards. So now we will discuss each and every type in detail. The first one is the ruling gradient. So ruling gradient is the gradient which determines the maximum load that the engine can haul on the section. So on any section, whatever the maximum load that is taken by the engine is called as a ruling gradient. So here you can see a figure 1 shows a ruling gradient. This is the maximum load that the engine can carry. In plain terrain, a gradient is provided as 1 in 150 to 1 in 200. If it is a hilly region, in that case a gradient of 1 in 100 to 1 in 150 is provided. As a rule, rising gradients must be followed by a falling gradient, because with this the amount of energy which was used up in a climbing is saved in descending. So to save the energy, rising gradient must be followed by the falling gradient. The second type is the momentum gradient. So it is defined as the gradient which determines the maximum load that the engine can haul on the section. So it is nothing but the whatever the maximum load that can be hauled or carried by a gradient, or it is the maximum gradient allowed on the track. So generally the values of momentum gradient are, for plain terrain it is 1 in 150 to 1 in 200, and in hilly region it is 1 in 100 to 1 in 150. So in this also the rising gradient must be followed by the falling gradient. With this, the amount of energy which was used up in climbing is saved in descending. Pusher or helper gradient. It is the gradient where an extra engine is required to push the train. So whenever there is a rise, so in that case it is required to push the engine, and because of which the gradients are provided, and these are steeper gradient than ruling gradient and are provided at certain places of mountains to avoid heavy cutting or to reduce the length of the track. So the figure for this pusher or helper gradient is as shown in figure number 3. The last type is the gradient at station yard. So whenever the train is at standing position, so whatever the gradient provided is called as a gradient at station and yards. The gradient at station yards have to be provided due to following reasons. So the first is to prevent the movement of standing vehicle on the track due to the effect of gravity combined with a strong wind and or a gentle push. The second purpose is to prevent additional resistance due to grade on the starting vehicles, which is about twice at the start the vehicle in motion. However, certain minimum gradient is required to be provided for drainage. So, these gradient at station are also provided for drainage purpose. Maximum gradient in station yards is 1 in 400, while minimum gradient is 1 in 1000 and is provided for drainage purpose. So figure 4 shows the gradient at station and yards. So this is about the various types of gradients that are followed on Indian Railways. So with this we will stop here and we'll continue in the next lecture. In next lecture we are going to discuss about the various terms that are used for the design of the permanent way or railway track. Thank you.